In Game 3 between the Dodgers and Pirates, Shohei Ohtani unexpectedly became the center of a highly controversial incident. This time, the situation did not stem from a hit or a base-running play, but from mocking comments coming from the Pirates coaching staff. After an unsuccessful plate appearance, Ohtani returned to the dugout looking visibly disappointed. That reaction was completely understandable given that the Dodgers needed a spark, while Ohtani himself consistently holds extremely high standards for every trip to the plate. However, instead of allowing the moment to end as a normal part of the game, the Pirates reportedly began laughing at him loudly. The Pirates manager even reportedly suggested that Ohtani would lose this season's MVP award. What made the incident serious was not simply that Ohtani was being criticized for his performance. In baseball, a player being retired after an at-bat or hearing taunt from an opponent is not unusual. But when a manager deliberately mocks a player directly, the behavior can easily be viewed as a personal insult. A manager is responsible not only for strategy, but also represents the image and conduct of the entire organization. For that reason, provocative behavior from a manager carries much greater weight than an ordinary verbal exchange between two players. The situation reportedly became even more tense when the Pirates continued behaving in an uncontrolled manner, forcing the umpires to intervene. When a manager repeatedly behaves inappropriately near the opposing dugout, there is a significant risk that the tension will spread to the players. One more provocative remark or one emotional reaction could easily turn the situation into a confrontation between the two teams. That is why the decision to eject the Pirates manager and order him to leave the field was reportedly viewed as a necessary measure to prevent further escalation. The decision also carried significance beyond an in-game punishment. Umpires are responsible not only for officiating plays, but also for maintaining order and ensuring that the game does not move beyond acceptable boundaries. When a member of the coaching staff becomes the source of escalating tension, removing that person from the playing area is one of the fastest ways to stabilize the situation. It also sends the message that disrespectful behavior, whether it comes from a player or a coach, can be disciplined if it undermines the professionalism of the game. For the Pirates, the incident reportedly also created negative consequences for the team's public image. A team can win by pitching better, playing stronger defense, or capitalizing more effectively on opportunities at the plate. But when attention shifts away from baseball and toward mocking an opponent, the post-game discussion can quickly become a question of team culture. In the eyes of fans, even a victory can lose some of its value if it is overshadowed by behavior considered disrespectful. Ohtani's reaction, meanwhile, reportedly showed a clear contrast. Even while being mocked at a moment of frustration, he did not rush into an argument or turn the situation into a verbal confrontation. Ohtani reportedly remained focused on the game, stayed calm, and prepared for his next opportunities. For a superstar who is constantly under intense scrutiny, that level of emotional control is especially important. At the highest level of baseball, mental pressure can sometimes be just as demanding as the competitive pressure itself. A player must deal not only with difficult pitches, umpire decisions, and tactical adjustment from opponents, but also maintain focus in front of tens of thousands of fans and endless outside commentary. The fact that Ohtani reportedly did not allow the mocking to change his approach showed the composure of a player who is already very familiar with high-pressure situations. Meanwhile, Ohtani has reportedly continued to put together an impressive season despite temporarily pausing his two-way role because of a knee injury. After 121 games, he reportedly had a .294 batting average with 133 hits and 453 at-bats, along with 30 home runs, 80 RBI, and a .948 OPS. Those numbers still place Ohtani among the most dangerous hitters in the National League. On the pitching side, Ohtani had also reportedly produced an outstanding stretch before the injury. Through 14 appearances, he reportedly had an 8-2 record, 85.2 innings pitched, 95 strikeouts, and a 1.79 ERA. That level of effectiveness had reportedly put Ohtani into Cy Young discussions as well. Although the knee injury forced the Dodgers to pause his pitching work, the two-way plan has reportedly not been abandoned. He is currently working his way back through bullpen sessions while waiting for the right time to increase his workload. The most important thing for the Dodgers is not to accelerate the process too aggressively. If Ohtani can return to the mound late in the season while maintaining his power at the plate, his overall value could increase significantly. This August, Ohtani has also reportedly extended a remarkable streak. Beginning with his 46 home run season in 2021, he has now recorded at least 30 home runs in 6 consecutive seasons. After joining the Dodgers, Ohtani reportedly hit 54 home runs in 2024 and 55 the following season. His home run pace this year may be slower than during his first 2 seasons in Los Angeles, but reaching 30 again shows that his power has certainly not disappeared. Across his first 3 seasons in a Dodgers uniform, Ohtani reportedly has 139 home runs. That total reportedly places him 4th in MLB history for the most home runs by a player in his first 3 seasons with the team. Mark McGwire leads that list with 159 home runs in his first 3 seasons with the St. Louis Cardinals, while Alex Rodriguez reportedly ranks 2nd with 156 during his first 3 seasons with the Texas Rangers. Babe Ruth reportedly sits 3rd with 148 home runs in his first 3 seasons with the New York Yankees. Ohtani is currently only 9 home runs behind Ruth. That means if Ohtani hits at least 10 more home runs over the remainder of the regular season, he would reportedly move ahead of Ruth in a 3rd place on that list. Given his recent form and ability to hit home runs in bunches, that remains a realistic milestone if Ohtani stays healthy. However, the bigger story at the moment is still the National League MVP race. Pete Crow-Armstrong is reportedly putting together an extremely well-rounded season and has become Ohtani's strongest challenger. According to MLB evaluations, Crow-Armstrong is playing at a very high level, while Ohtani remains close behind, but may need a strong finish to move back ahead. What makes the race especially interesting is the difference in how the 2 players create value. Crow-Armstrong can contribute offensively on the bases and defensively in center field, while Ohtani is currently generating most of his value through hitting because he has not yet returned to pitching. At the moment, that reportedly gives Crow-Armstrong an advantage in terms of overall contribution. However, Ohtani still possesses an advantage almost no other player has: the possibility of returning to the mound. If his recovery goes smoothly and he is able to pitch again before the end of the season, the balance of the MVP race could shift back toward him. Ohtani is also very familiar with competing for MVP awards at the highest level. He joined MLB with the Los Angeles Angels in 2018 and has reportedly won 4 MVP awards. He won the American League MVP in 2021 and 2023, then reportedly won the National League MVP after joining the Dodgers in 2024 and maintained his dominant position the following season. That makes this season a different kind of challenge. Instead of controlling the race almost from start to finish, Ohtani is reportedly facing a challenger capable of applying genuine pressure. The knee injury has also taken away some of the two-way value that had been his biggest advantage in previous seasons. Still, there is enough time remaining for the situation to change. Ohtani is moving closer to a possible return to pitching, continues to maintain a very high OPS, and has recently begun increasing his home run production again. The biggest question is no longer whether Ohtani is good enough to contend for the award, but whether he can produce a strong enough finish over the remainder of the season. If Ohtani maintains his current offensive rhythm and successfully returns to the mound, his overall value could rise very quickly in the eyes of MVP voters. In that case, the MVP race would likely remain extremely close through the final weeks rather than being decided early. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with the biggest MLB fan you know.